Nice job on finding him, man. God, I wish I could find him that easy. Good job, Floyd. I've been looking all the time, man. All my whole entire life I've been looking. God, never found him yet. Holy crap, right there, eh? Good job. Good job, Floyd. Hey, good morning. Or good afternoon. It's still morning for a couple of minutes. I was plugging a little early because it seems like I have technical difficulties. Listen, man. I told you I'd make you a bass if you're cool. We're going to try a different day here. I can't beat the shit out of your ear every day. That's going to get old. So we got to get some dialogue here, bud. You're going to have to get some talent somewhere. He really likes this bass, so he asked me to play this one, right? He said he did not. Why the fuck am I getting this dialogue from? Oh, shit. Play this one, bro. You almost got canceled, right? And now you do less. You stare at that fucking mic. He says it's God. He's got an epiphany. He said leave him alone. He's just going to sit here and stare into the light that's shining down on him. I think he died last night, Floyd. I mean, not only metaphorically, meaning your talent died, but like you, died. Ah, whatever. Good morning to you. I'm Kit Bohannon. I own Good Earth Custom Concepts, this is a custom concept right here. I own Good Earth Guitars. I own Bohannon Basses. I own MUDD Radio, which is a format. This guy's a dweeb. And so last night we ran a video, and I think we said the word extremity sucker like way too many times, because before I fucking knew it, before I knew it, this guy had made a sausage fest out of our fucking audience. There was a girl within 10 miles of our show last night, so let's not do that. Floyd likes women. Matter of fact, there was so little few women in our fucking cast last night that Floyd found love in a glow above him, and I can't get him out of it, man. I went to turn it off last night to go to bed, man, and he started doing that thing he does. He starts fucking rattling around and starts doing the onion skin, I call it. Floyd, seriously, man, I'm going to break that light bulb, man. You got to get connected with our audience, or you're nothing, man. You're worthless. He said he's my boss now to shut the fuck up. I told him the big producer said not only did they think he was an asset to the station, but they were going to make him my boss. And he fucking fell right into it, man. He's fucking ordering me around. We lost our intern yesterday, so we're looking for another one of those. No, it's not Christmas. Floyd asked me why am I playing Christmas music? He's not used to me playing these little minis, but I need to, you know, hello, Floyd. I need to generate some rent money. So this one here is a really cool little portable bass, right? Made out of an old, what was this? It was made out of an old Washburn. And so, Floyd, you're a very nice human being, and I just wanted to tell you how cool it is that you found God. I didn't want to tell you this because I think it might break your cycle, but Buck Thompson is in the audience. So this is a World of Wars themed bass mini. Start with a guitar neck and a bass body, and I really don't have to do much to the bass body if it's this style because it's got such a deep inset, right? So I'm able to, pretty much create this without too much. Yeah, I did the graphics, the paint job, without too much trimming in here, right? I think I trimmed a little, back the pocket in to bring it in closer because you go from a 25-inch scale, meaning from point to point, which is off the when they say a certain scale on a guitar, they're measuring the point from the saddle to the bone, and that's where it crosses here. And so it's basically the opening between the two spots where it calibrates at what note you're at. Well, the 12th fret is the center point of that. Well, right here on this part of the 12th fret, the metal fret right here would be after the fact, showing that from here to there you counted a full 12, right? So that's your center point. You could make this table or this bar into a guitar instamatically as long as you paid respect, and it would work as long as you paid respect to the fact that the 12th fret is the center point between those 2 points. That's how you calibrate and scale. There's measurements on each fret. Each fret is mildly, ouch, god damn it. Urgh. I gotta fucking suspend my fucking stupid fucking mic cord, man. I end up, I'll go to move real quick and I'll be like hung up twice. I'll have my fucking instrument cord and my fucking, I want fucking ear fucking monitors. So if somebody happens to have a pair that they want to swap for maybe a guitar or some guitar work or a paint job on a guitar, fuck, let me know, man. I looked at how expensive they are. Holy fucking shit. Floyd says we're not supposed to cuss. The producer and the owner and the CEO of the company said the cussing is no longer allowed on MUDD TV if we want to go anywhere with it. I told Floyd and the producer and the CEO they could go fuck themselves, man. I run the show here. You fucking hear me, dude? Quit fucking staring at that stupid fucking light, you cocksucker. He's out of it, man. I pulled his meth out of his fucking... I found it, man. It's tucked up underneath his skull in a little pocket. Motherfucker's been nursing that shit since I got him here. He must have had about a fucking half ounce of that shit. He's fucking spanked, man. Hey, listen. I got it, right? There ain't no more? He assures me there's no more on him. Me and him both did a congregation around the toilet after the show last night. I said, look, man, something's wrong with you, bro. You ain't coming to the plate with entertainment, and our fucking show sucked. And so we fucking tapped him down, man. He's doing that thing that he fucking does when he gets pissed or when he's having sex with a woman. He fucking jellos, right? That's all he's got. As I was starting to tip the bag open and I pinched it, open, as you do, and as every little bit came out, man, I seen a tear come out of his eye as he was jelloing. I said, it's over now, buddy, and you're welcome. So the premise of the show is this, because I know people are just like, what the fuck is he doing now? Listen, I do a lot. I'm a very creative person, so every day I have these creative flows. A lot of them I don't act on, trust me, man. If I acted on every one of them, well, not only would I need a team of, of actors and comedians and musicians, but, once in a while I'll be in here by myself, and like, if there's a stage set up like that hallway back there, you know, like my psyche just like either off the monitor or out of the corner of my eye. Yeah, I start tripping. Right, Floyd? Floyd says I probably absorbed some of that good shit I threw away his life. I probably didn't throw it away. I actually fucking did some fucking smoke and mirrors things where I'm high on it this morning. Floyd, shut the fuck up. Anyways, so the beauty here is we got a cool format, right? Oh, fuck. So we got a decent format to for me to perform because I'm an entertainer. I'm a starving artist. I'm creative as hell, man. I'm telling you, my creative juices have enough to fill me up with a cup and Floyd, right? So I'm running two personalities out here usually. Frankly, because my own personality is kind of boring. I'm pretty much a closet guy. I release me. God damn it. Anyways. I hate this. I'm fucking this thing right here, man. Oh, you motherfucker. Anyways, so I get most of my equipment at Goodwill Bins, just like I got old Wingnut here. Just kidding. No, it's taken me a lot to build this station to where it's at, to where I can confidently come out here. And try, with your little help from you guys, to have a decent sound. And so thank you, Rebecca. You're my biggest fan, or one of them, definitely. And I appreciate you and all my other fans as well. Hello, Frank Bean. Hello, Cheryl. Damn it. Floyd, you hid my mouse again. Yeah, I mean, so here I am, 51 years old. Worked my ass off on this instrument you see in my hand. And so I'm basically out here to promote that, right? And then everything that goes with that. I mean, we have big pipe dreams of being a skit on, you know, Saturday Night Live. I mean, that's stage one when you're a comedian or you're a stand-up or you have an entertainment that's in a skit type format. Who's the fucking forefronters? Well, Saturday Night Live is, right? NBC. And so we're always going to do it here. It'll always be on this level, but also, I mean, hey, why not fucking shoot for the stars? I've got no connection to I try to connect with the audience, but you know, our dialogue isn't indigenous of connecting with the audience. Either you get it or you don't. Either you come in and you're addicted to it, or you come in and go, oh God, one of these guys, and you take off. My comedy technique comes from, you know, Stephen Wright, Eddie Murphy, you know, people who weren't afraid to fucking shock. And, you know, right, Floyd? Hey, Floyd, I'm turning the fucking blue light off. You don't stop it. He's mesmerized. He said he's found God this morning, and he's in that fucking light. He's just waiting for him to come back. He said last night after I went to bed, amazing shit happened in here. He's gone, folks. I think he might be checked out for a couple of days. We got to let him get through the DDTs. Things should get really tough around here. I promise that if things get really cool, I'll turn the camera on. He said, no, I fucking won't. See, Floyd, they, you know, they fucking, some big meth house here in Portland got busted. Floyd was part of that. He was part of the racketeering part. No, just kidding. No, Floyd was in a meth house, and they got busted. Everybody went to jail. And, of course, you know, they just pick the stuff up, have a company take it to Goodwill and the subject. Well, I didn't realize it until I noticed there's just something really weird about this guy, man. I mean, he was down for anything I wanted to go with, man. At first, he was throwing shit at me. I go, whoa, wait a minute, man. I take you back to the Benz, man, and get my 35 cents back. You can stop that shit right now. So once I straightened him out on my sexuality, and I told him he wasn't my lover, he was going to be my counterpart in a radio show that was supposed to astronomically put us in a mansion, right? Then he fucking understood and he was into it. I just said, you got to just slow your roll. So just kind of pull the RPMs back there, Floyd. And let me tell you the storyline. And so here it is. So I'm this guy, I'm this artist, I'm this guy that gets kind of tired of society and that they're all plugged into this one entity. We'll just call it the machine, all right, Floyd? Floyd says that's a stupid analogy. I don't care, Floyd. Keep staring at your light, man. That's interesting, right? It's a fucking filament, dude. Those two together are fucking shorting out, creating that. Simply put. So anyways, so here I am, you know. I'm a poor guy. I'm trying to build a station to where I can... All right, let me explain this. It's really easy. It's a pretty simple philosophy. I'm a musician, artist. I'd worked really hard at my talents and skills. At 51, I find that nothing has happened, really. You know, I went through all these little things, and that was great, right? You know, all the little bands I was in, but nothing really ever hooked. And so in my head, and by the way, I'm introducing elements to my system to increase, you know, the Timothy Leary theory that you go there to open the third eye, right? Creative people do it a lot. They introduce elements into their system. Yeah, we're not going to be specific about elements, but this guy, the character. And so once in a while, he finds that he needs a chord or something to build this beautiful station to be able to perform live, you know, audio, video, and do it within his means, right? And so he goes mosey bopping to the Goodwill, you know, Ben's, which is basically a surplus store for Goodwill. All the stuff that don't sell, they just kind of dump it there in a real fashion. This isn't part of the story. That's the reality. And so he heads on down there, mosey bopping, looking for this chord or whatever else he might not need. And so he spots Floyd, right? And he doesn't only spot Floyd because Floyd's white and everything else in there is a darker color. He just happens to be the brightest thing. Floyd's vibrating like this. He's doing the Floyd. This is the Floyd. And I'm like, hey. And I'm trying to find a worker. I'm like, man, there's like a fucking rat in that thing, man. I'm afraid to even look at it. He's like this. He starts getting a little more clear because he started to move shit around the back of him. So now he's got a nice pivot point. And this little lettuce leaf is going off. And so now I'm going, never mind. I see what's happening. He's like sliding down like some silk fucking sheet or something, right? And it's creating this thing. I go over to him and I'm hearing this. Oh, what the fuck is this? So anyways, I get it. He goes, man, pick me up. I thought I heard him say, pick me up. So I start reaching for him. He starts really vibrating now. Now he's really doing the fucking hokey pokey, man. Like, hey, what the fuck, dude? So I just go in, right? Like you're diving in the deep end of the pool. I dive in, I grab him up. And now we're looking at each other eye to eye, right? And he's fucking still shaking. I mean, my whole arm's shaking from the entity. I'm thinking, this is a ghost, man. And he's like, put me down, fucking hippie. What'd you say? All along, man, he's looking this way, right? And so I'm like, the fuck are you looking at? Sure enough, man, right next to me, I and me, not him, is this short little, cute little, well, cute is perspective, right? To Floyd, she was cute. To me, she looked like she'd been there and back, maybe a couple round trip tickets on that plane. So, not really my flavor, but Floyd's jacked about her, man. He's like fucking, I mean, he's, at this point, I can hear him quite clear. All that little buzzing and fuzzing that was coming out of him has adapted into my earlobe to being perfect English. He's calling me every fucking name in the book, put my ass back down. I've got plans and you're not it. You know, really insult me. And so once I put the two together, which is the fact that she didn't give two shits about him, but in his eye, they already caught eyes. She wasn't even close enough to catch your fucking eyes, cocksucker, to begin with. So don't poke your fucking vocals in here. I tell this story. And you just sit there and stare at God, because God's pissed at you. Anyways, so here I am, you know, and I got him and I'm holding him up, and now I get the gist of the story. He thinks that this little lingerie store owner who's plucking up all, he can see the lace and all the shit coming out of there. So his head tells him this: that fucking lady owns a fucking lingerie store. She's going to fucking put my head on the only man in the fucking store. I'm going to be him. Like Mr. Day of the Dead guy. That's a girl, dude, by the way. Anyways, she gonna put a wig on you and make you a woman. I fucking saved your ass, you cocksucker. Anyway, so here I am. I know the gist of it. He thinks he's going with her. I said, oh, you want to go to her lingerie store? Now he's like, oh, fuck, this fucking dick shit finally figures out what I'm talking about. Now he's giving me the definite confirmation that I'm on fucking point about what's going on here, right? Right, Floyd? He's so pissed. He's just mumbling. I said, just stay with God, man. Stay with him. Floyd, we're going to let you go. Anyways, so here I go, man. I'm heading to this cashier. I didn't care what I came for. My whole agenda is different now because Floyd gave me the light that I have an entity here that's going to help me go home and make all my dreams come true. All my efforts of being a musician, artist, ventriloquist, are all going to come true because of this little guy right here. The further I get away from her and the closer I get to the cash register, this guy's full on got my whole shoulder shaking because he's pissed as shit. I get up to the cash register. The lady notices something very odd about the item I'm trying to buy. She's trying to hold it, and I go, look, I'm really worried. This is my childhood mask, and I'm really worried about letting it go ever again. So could I just kind of hold it, and maybe I'll even hold my whole hand. I'll pay for the hand because you pay for stuff by weight, right? So I said, how much do you think he weighs? She says, I don't know, half pound. I'm not really good at that. I'll pay you 3 pounds for this fucker so you don't touch him because I don't want anybody touching him, man. We've been, pulling a whole bullshit line so she don't understand that I got something special here, right? Floyd's just pissing and cussing. He is so fucking pissed. And when he hears me tell the lady the story, he knows it's all done, so he just goes like a wilted leaf, like, fuck, I'm done. And he was done. And here he is today. So I come home, and I'm telling people, hey, man, this motherfucker's talking to me. So this character, man, he sees things in rocks. He sees things people don't, right? He's kind of connected on a different level due to his past introductions of different things into his bloodstream, right? For lack of a better word, maybe. Anyways, so here's what happened. So here we are, man, and I'm trying to tell people, hey, man, there's something special about this fucking mask. I don't know. And so Floyd tells me, hey, all right. So Floyd, the whole time, his engagement is like, I got to get back to the lingerie girl, right? I don't want to be a mannequin in a lingerie store. Be the only man there listening to all these stories of sex and watching women get naked and try on lingerie. But to him, that was like the bee's knees, right? The end of all be all. That's like equivalent to my, getting to play for some band that I love since I was a kid, right? Right, Floyd? Floyd says, shut the fuck up, man. This story fucking pisses me off. I know it does. But listen, in the end, it'll all make sense. You got to go through a little bad to get to the good, bro. And once we make it famous, I'll buy you a lingerie shop. You can run the show and act like you're a woman. You do a really good job because basically you're out of character here, bro. Or you're supposed to have a long hair and some lipstick on because Day of the Dead is a woman. I never seen no man skull in there. I could be wrong, but whatever, man. So the first thing I want to do today is paint you black. We're going to get over this shit right now. I got people thinking I'm prejudiced because I'm so redneck. So we're going to paint him black and I'm going to interact with him as a black man. Because I like black people. And I'm going to like you more when you're black. He's pissed. He fucking says there's no way that fucking lady's going to love him or bring him into the fucking lingerie store if I paint him black. Flat black. Flat back. And then we'll put the pinstripes back on you. In black too. Be very, very lack of contrast there, but I think it'll work, Floyd. So anyways, I carry on with this mask. I start a blog, and I get out here, and I'm trying to promote and have this guy actually guide me into something that I think he has the potential of doing, and in doing so, I find out that really, Floyd just pretty much annoys people and cusses a lot and causes me to cuss a lot, and therefore we both just kind of end up on on the same road, which is, they call it Starving Artist Drive, right, Floyd? So, and that's the premise of the story, right? And then it's, each episode is interactions between him and Floyd. Floyd's constantly trying to get back to the lingerie girl. I write songs about the lingerie girl. You know how I saved him from Goodwill and I saved him from the lingerie bitch. Because Floyd was going to be a mannequin. Anyways, funny story, funny line, pretty true story, actually. Pretty close. There's a few details that have been left out and a few details that have been added just to make it work, right? It's a screenplay. So I think this is episode like 20 or something, Floyd. Floyd said, I don't give a shit. Get this fucking shit done with and leave me alone with my light. He doesn't want to interact today. He didn't want to interact yesterday. The big bosses said we're going to keep him because it gives me something to bounce off of. I told him I'm fucking bored with this shit. Fuck, he ain't doing nothing for me. I need to get somebody in here who's going to take me to the top, right? Take me to the top. Like Motley Crue? Yeah. Anyways. Floyd's pretty pissed at me, to say the least. I didn't make him breakfast or coffee. I sat here and ate my breakfast and drank my coffee, and he didn't care. That's all he's been doing since last night after we closed the video up. That's it. I went to shut it off, and he started doing that fucking goddamn, you can hear his glasses rattle. That's how I know he's pissed. And I had to turn around, and he's like, and that lets me know he needs something. I got to be within 5 feet to hear that fucking little rubber band. He's got the rubber band, same thing that holds it to your head. He somehow gets that to get this scratchy sound like you would a needle on an album, right? And somehow I'm so fucked up on the stuff I'm introducing to myself in the sitcom that my third eye is wide open and I understand him perfectly, right? But here's the kicker. I got to be within this distance of him. I get any further than that, he has to shake and rattle to get my attention, right? That's my screenplay. And now you guys are just kind of part of it on a daily basis. We do this in MUDD Radio. But that's the story of Floyd. I had another story, but I like the Goodwill one. So we started talking last night about how do I go on from here, right? Well, I want a groupie chick like Floyd. So I want to get a groupie in here. And it's about the only thing that'll break his seeing the light, mode. And that didn't even do it this morning. But last night when I mentioned it, man, he about fell off the thing. He basically had to re-ask me, am I getting a girlfriend here on some of these episodes? I said, yes, we're going to evolve into where we have a little groupie chick who's in love with me, but she settles for you. She's way into me. She's totally, the dialogue that she's going to be telling me is going to offend him. He's going to get pissed. He's going to dialogue between there, and I'll explain that. And then he's going to dialogue to me about taking his girlfriend. She's going to dialogue about me that she has nothing to do with this fucktard. And it's just a cool thing. And we're going to just keep growing it until it becomes a sitcom, I guess. I don't fucking know. But this is how it works. Floyd says I'm a fucking dreamer, and I still got some of that shit floating through me to promote psychosis in my own brain. And I said, look here, smart ass, you don't get that groupie chick. And he shut right up. And so, yeah, we're going to add another character, which will be Floyd's girlfriend, but she'll be over here sneaking pop shots at me because her fantasy is to be with a real man, not the same as she is, which is a mask on a fireplace holder. That's what this is. This, Floyd's penis, is also a third leg, but that holds up, the broom and all that bullshit. So it was a perfect little thing as a stand, right? Puts him on pretty level ground when he gets pissed off when I start taking him. I'm turning the light off. You don't get fucking plugged in here, bro. All right. Thank you. Son of a bitch. You back? He said, yes, he's been there and back. He didn't like fucking heaven. He said he wanted to know what hell looks like now. We'll get there. Trust me. We're working on it. Anyways, me and Floyd aren't religious, so we don't have a problem, just kind of in the skit. And I don't mean to insult anybody who's religious or anything, but I won't insult you for being religious if you don't insult me for not, right? kind of a bargain. It's kind of a deal, right? Right, Floyd? Floyd said I'm the stupidest motherfucker, and I already lost all them people, so he doesn't know why I'm talking to all these Satanists out here who already love me. Hey, fuck you, motherfucker. You want to play this bass? Nah, I just go to the 7-Eleven, get me a hot dog, right? He said carry on. So that's the premise of the story. I've got so much footage just from the last week of me and him battling back and forth. I'm going to make a movie out of it. It'll be a pilot. I put a trailer out, which will kind of show you how I'm going to do the movie. We did different dialogues, basically almost not really. It wasn't like we were a parody. Very cool. That's awesome. Let me see. Okay, like this. My daughter's artistic like me, so she does stuff like this. Watch. Very cool, huh? I think this was a Cher album. Cher. Sonny and Cher. Anyways, she gets the creative bone from me, so anytime she's not working, she's doing this type of not this type of stuff. She doesn't get whatever. She knows I'm talented, but she doesn't necessarily want to be a part of this. And I tried to get it where me and her would come out and we would dialogue back and forth, whether that be arguments or whatever. We'd bring it to the forth. It'd be a father and daughter out here, dealing with real life shit. And just having open conversations, 19-year-old, 51-year-old, the shit we've been through. We tell stories. I told her, I go, look, man, instead of a roommate, why don't we do a blog that's going to fucking unfold? And I know it would have. I had 5 kids on this planet, right? I started when I was 18. They're all pretty much grown up. My youngest is 17. He'll be 18 next January, but he's pretty much on his own, does his own thing, and he's a smart enough kid to where I don't question it. I just let him do what he did. I was the same way. I grew up in Bridalveil, which is 15 miles east of here. I know probably most of you in here already know that. But as soon as I could get up and about, man, I wanted nothing more than to get out of that area I had spent my whole childhood in, right? And get into the city, get around girls, right, Floyd? Floyd says exactly. Anytime I talk about women, sex, I'll call him a cocksucker. He responds to me. But those are the rules. Those are the keys into his head. He's got no interest in my motivation for having him here. He doesn't care. Like the end all be all is like when somebody lands in the feed that he's able to recognize as possibly being the lingerie bitch. And if you're blonde and you come into the room, Floyd's already on you, man. I mean, that's all he fucking does. Sit there and fixates on our monitor. Whatever, man. I got to work with what I got right here. He's cheap. But I'm going to be getting him a girlfriend today when I go to the Goodwill Benz. We are going to add another character, and it'll be cool. She's going to be a groupie that's way into me, but that's her boyfriend, right? So the story goes on. And we'll do skits like that. We are trying to get the attention of the biggest network we can to say, hey, kid's got a creative mind. Maybe you use him as a writer, or maybe you use him for this. But I just want to do what I do in a creative fashion. And some would say, go to work, you son of a bitch. Well, I did that, man, and I never got ahead. It was like an off-ramp to life. I mean, when you get a job and you've done all you've done your life was entertain and do things that are indigenous to fame and fortune, right? That's way. And you missed the fucking boat, like you came up to the dock like a minute late and it was bon voyage. I have many of those stories, man, where I just fucking slid through the cracks to not making it, right? Hey, listen, it didn't take too long in life before I realized, hey, I think I'm one. So not everybody gets the golden ticket, right? As far as music goes, as far as talent goes, as far as fortune and fame and Maseratis and fucking touring up whole hotel rooms, right? Right, Floyd? Floyd said, can we go do that right now? Floyd's been bugging me to go rent a motel and tear it up like we're rock stars. I said, we're not there yet, dude. I can't pay for that motel room. When I can pay for the hotel room, we'll do a blog of us tearing up a fucking motel room. Son of a bitch. So anyways, based on what I've seen since I've watched creators on this format, it's like, ah, man, everybody's running the same format. Trust me, if I went up to a producer and I said, this is my idea, him, me, this, and this is how I'm going to serve it up. Here's a trailer. Here's the pilot program, the first one. You guys are my pilot audience. You are. I mean, in this day and age, I don't really need any networks. I could sit here and slowly build this over the course, Me and Floyd realized that if we don't want any women in the room, just say cocksucker one too many times and they're gone, man. I mean, we had a sausage fest in here. Floyd, because he's bisexual, doesn't care. He takes women or men, so he just sits there and fucking, has sexual fantasies on whoever pops up. He said that's completely untrue, and he keeps looking for the blonde. Oh, you mean the fucking lingerie bitch, right? He doesn't like me calling her that. Anyways, you'll see my videos. I tell all these stories, and man, I'm just thinking, God damn it. So Facebook could go, all right, let's have a talk with Kit. Let's tell Kit that maybe that's too much language, have some replacement words so we can throw you on the mainstream. Listen, right now, I'm in a little private pond with you guys. And you like your privacy and stuff, and you like picking who your friends are. I'm trying to get out to the ocean, right? And so the water's really low on the ocean and the pond. I'm trying to get enough water to float me across that creek to get me into the main water, right? Facebook could easily put a little fucking water in my pond and let me drift out of the pond and then drop the water level again, right? Here's the deal, man. When I first came out here, the live thing was stuck to the phone, right? And so that's what it was for. It was intended for the phone so you could tell friends, hey, I'm at the carnival. There's my kid on the ride. Boom, boom, bye. Well, I got on it and I thought, well, fuck, man, I can promote on this fucker, right? So I found a little loophole with my laptop that I could tell the laptop it was an iPad, and I could get the camera to engage. So that's probably one of the first ones out here actually using HD cameras on this format, because I figured out you could get the laptop to recognize as a pad, right? A pad, which recognizes as a phone to Facebook. And so I kind of beat the punches, and they would come in and they'd kick me out because they'd see that there's no fucking ways getting that resolution off of a phone, nor that, that aspect ratio. You don't even know what aspect ratio is. You just keep staring at the people waiting for your lingerie girl to come in. I keep telling them, hey, we're national every day. We don't need to be syndicated. We're already syndicated on our own. The fact is the people running the motor on our fucking boat of success has got us governed. And I guess is waiting for us to get better at what we're doing. But I think we're pretty good anyways. I think predictable is boring. I think thinking you know what the mainstream wants is inaccurate. I think Floyd's a cocksucker. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Floyd wants me to sing the song Lingerie Bitch. And this is what I say to that. Floyd, you've been worthless to me the last few shows. I'm going to cancel you because I am the CEO. I am the manager. Watch him. I own this motherfucker, and you're out. I'm going to get that groupie chick in here. Actually, fuck that. I'm going to turn you into the groupie chick. Put some lipstick on them fucked up teeth. Yeah, I can do that. I can do amazing things because I'm an artist creator. And you'll be a fucking groupie bitch by 9 o'clock tonight. A couple people get me, and I think they're what kept me going, like Rebecca, and Joe Killaby. No, Joe Killaby. I know that you're just waiting for the opportunity to come talk to me and shit, and we'll unite as one entity here on the East County and help each other out, man. That's all I want out of you, bud. And I get support. Oh fuck. That's Amy, you son of a bitch, man. He just sees the blonde hair, man. He just starts fucking tripping, and he's vibrating my ear right now with. That's Amy, all right. Maybe she'll come visit us. You can meet her. No, she don't want to be the groupie. He's wanting to know if Amy would like to be our groupie over here. She's gonna beat the shit out of you when she sees you. You're gonna get punched out by every one of my friends when they finally stop by, and that's pretty cool. That should be entertaining. I'll make sure to run film. And that's the end of the show. No, just kidding. What, Floyd? Yeah, you suck. You're a terrible entertainer, man. Fuck, I'm having to pull all kinds of shit out here. I'm the dog and pony show over here. So this is just a nice little practice base. Would I play this live on stage? Probably not. So anyways, $175 is what I have this out right now. I mean, even if you didn't play bass, wouldn't this be a cool thing to have in your little movie room, you know, hanging on the wall? The answer is yes. Right, Floyd? Floyd says he didn't give two shits, man. He's still checking Amy out. At this point, I think he's willing to realize that, you know, he's willing to go ahead and go with somebody until he finds the lingerie bitch, right? As long as she's blonde, he doesn't give two shits. I'm making your fucking groupie girl black hair, and she's going to be an emu. He said he can't stand that. Well, that's funny, dude, because you fuck got the same makeup they got on, dude. You look like an emo, you son of a bitch. So later in the series, we'll explain how Floyd ended up not going to heaven or hell. He ended up in purgatory and stuck in this mask, right? So like maybe he's an ex heroin addict that just overdid it, right? And just had stuff to finish up on the, you know, on the planet before he could pass over. He's fucking rattling my ear like, finally, you dumb shit. Why do you tell me that? Are you at ease now, knowing that that's my motivation? He said, fuck no, you're stupid. All right, that's cool, Floyd. You just keep pushing the guy who's gonna make your life worthwhile. Hey, motherfucker. You play the fucking guitar today. You act like you're playing while I play, right? It's much more entertaining. Check. Bullshit. I want a fucking mic. I don't have to eat the fucking mic all the time because I'm all crammed up into my fucking jurisdiction to be within the mic, right? Yes, I have complaints too. So, this is something we're putting, we're putting timestamps on everything here. I mean, this series, it's already, it's going, right? I mean, it's not going, but what I'm saying is every day I do this is just one more, nail in the coffin to success, hopefully. So this is another one. It's a mini, but this is my own personal. Plus, it's the demo for showing people that might be interested in me making one, because these are made out of a guitar neck, bass body, and that other one, those Washburns are perfect for it. You don't have to channel it, but this I had to channel. You can kind of see the body design I went with to channel out the center to bring it in close enough to where the balance of everything was copacetic, right? You don't need to worry about what copacetic means. It'll be a while, bro. Just play your guitar, bud. You got one string. And so I'll play back here. They'll think it's you playing, and I'm sure Lingerie Girl will come out of the woodwork. I bet she likes guitar players. I'll teach you. It's okay, Floyd. we're gonna make you this guitar today. You're gonna have your very own guitar. So when the groupie comes, she'll be able to at least say you play guitar, even though you're not that cute, right? He said, "Where's his breakfast?" Anyways, I'm a showboat, always have been. Entertainer, always have been. Maybe when I was younger, I did it out of insecurity purposes, because where I evolved from and went to school, I wasn't segregated. I was segregated by obviousness, right? That means that I was this poor kid on welfare coming up to a school that was, inhabited by people who are doing well, right? Yeah, that's the reality of it. Which I didn't care. I mean, it's not like I was this poor little kid that was getting abused. I wasn't, man. My mom did the best she could in light of the fact that she was here for the party, as I am, as Floyd is, as maybe you are. It's like, fuck, man, whatever. I believe people should do whatever the fuck they want. It's their fucking bodies. When you start telling them what they should do beyond just going, hey, I'm not going to hang with that and just bounce. If you start saying, oh, man, I want you like this, I want you like that. Well, fuck, you don't get me like that. You get me like Kit, right? Whatever I choose to be. Right, Floyd? Tell me to shut the fuck up and play that bass. Man, I'm about tired of you and you fucking bossing this shit. I just got rid of one of those bulldozers. I'll fucking throw you out the door, bro. I will. Yeah. Go ahead. Stare. He wants me to scroll down so we can keep Amy in the feed over there. And I tell him, shut the fuck up, dude. God. I'm going to run what girls we are. So we realized last night saying the word cocksucker too many times will level the room of women and give you one hell of a sausage fest. I'm not bisexual, but he is, and he didn't care. Well, I was fucking pissed as fuck. So I said, we're going to kill that word a little bit. His bright ideas come out, say it every other sentence, and then we go like Deadwood, right? Boom. I said, hey, Deadwood ain't bad. I could be a gunslinger. Motherfucker! I said, I could easily get a slide on Deadwood and talk that shit, ease back at the poker table, and fucking blow fucking Floyd's brains out right here as I call him a cocksucker. Yeah. Fuck yeah. No, I am an actor. I'm an actor because I think that there were times in my life where I was embarrassed in my real situation and I had to act, right? That's where I got most of my acting from. Was being in situations that were humiliating, where now I would look at that as not humiliating, but it's that status quo thing. Some of us get sucked into it and we ride that trail for a while and we realize that it's a boring trail and it's always backed up with massive people because everybody always takes the easy fucking road, the predictable road, the one that tells us what to do. Like Floyd. So you got that road, and then I take the road, which is a creative path, saying that I'm curious about other things, and I'm sorry I can't go up that road, but I'll go back there if I find that what I'm doing is a waste of time up this trail, right? I've got a lot of energy. Let's do it. Floyd's on this road. This road says, give me pussy, give me pussy, give me pussy, give me drugs, give me weed, give me whatever. And he just runs that road. And he's like, don't give a shit about tomorrow, man. I thought he OD'd last night. And once he shut everything off, his head had pivoted up and he was staring at the light. And I'm like, whoa, he did too much, man. So I tapped him down, found the bag of dope on him. And we both poured it out in the fucking thing. His main worry was like I was doing some smoke and mirrors, switch mo, nothing in my hand, nothing up my sleeve. And then I poured out a bag of salt and then I started using his shit because he said, now I'm getting more creative and more reasonable, which he said that shit does. I said, dude, you're fucking deluded. Shut the fuck up. You guys hear the bass good, and can you hear my my words? Well, I'm up to my new video blog podcast, which is me and Floyd interacting on levels that most people don't want to talk about. With no fucking moral fucking consequence issue at all. We don't give a shit. Me and Floyd don't give two fucks if we're doing this here or under some bridge with some cell phone we stole from some homeless vagrant. Right, Floyd? Floyd said I'm finally talking sense now. Hello, Lynette. Hello, Dawn. Hello, hello, Jesus, who came down from heaven to save this Satanist boy. Hello, Jesus. So this is our Jesus, this glow. And it's always over Floyd because Floyd is being blessed by me. I talk about whatever the fuck I want here. My house. Anyways, my daughter's a Jesus freak too, man. She'll probably be after me like the rest of them. I'm already getting hate mail, trust me. But anyways, this is God shining down on Frank, Floyd, Fred. Sometimes I forget his name because he's that unimportant to the show because he doesn't add shit, but just this fucking gazing at my fucking feed waiting for some blonde to show up that he thinks is the fucking lingerie bitch. I said, it ain't her, man. Son of a bitch. He's in love, man. He is dead set on the fact that she already winked at him and said, I'm coming, honey. I'll be there. That didn't happen, dude. She was talking to me, fucker. Floyd vicariously lives through me. He knows I'm a stud. I can see him already adapting over to my personality, slowly but surely. You got to realize, me and him have only been working together about 4 or 5 days now. And we got a movie out, a trailer to our movie, and it's being produced as we speak. Hey, Floyd, fuck you, man. I need a video editor, though. So I need a video editor that's kind of getting started, that understands a program that would be really good. Because what I have, and we would just sit here, and I've got everything you'd ever need to edit. So like while I was working on guitars, you could sit here on my computer and kind of, you know, we would talk through the movie. We need to make an hour and 90-minute movie out of 12 hours of fucking video. I want it to be so funny you never get a break, that it's just constantly pounding through. And I started to show a couple of the clips. There's so fucking many of them, and it takes so long to make them. The way I make them is I upload them into YouTube because I want them on there to be accessible to people who don't use the format of Facebook, right? Then I'll pull that video into the editing program that YouTube provides. At that point, I can split and cut and do whatever. But what I'll do is I'll take excerpts out of a 3-hour fucking video. I mean, we do long videos. We sit here and chat and soapbox because what we've discovered that even if you don't have time to hang out with the whole video, which most people don't, listen, as humans, as Americans, and this has been way before phones, our attention span is 10 fucking seconds. In other words, if you expect to keep a human's fucking attention on you for 10 fucking seconds, there's a formula in doing it. And you better know how to progress from nothing to fucking grand finale in fucking 10 seconds, right, Floyd? Once you understand these parameters and what people want to see, how much attention you get from them, you can kind of dictate the way you go. They say one thing that never gets tired is dialogue. So this is a break time for me where I don't have to think about, okay, I already did that for 15 seconds, or that bass line is way too long. I probably lost 2 people over it, right? Floyd says, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but you sure like me to play that song. I'm not playing that song today, dude. Go watch the video. Where's your computer? That's right, fucker. Shut up. So I was telling somebody the other day, I've been so deep into his character. I talk to him. I'll say hi to him and shit. And so, like when we're in skit mode, I'm a drug addict that sees him with my third eye. He's a ghost that no one else sees. The only thing I make sense of is his little strap that straps to his head. He kind of rubs back and forth to create words that I can understand. And I'm the only one that understands it. How about today? Oh yeah, fuck yeah, I would love to do that. I heard about this place called Silver Creek Falls, and it's out in like the middle of Oregon, kind of out by Bend in that area. Man, I heard they do killer a dredge. Man, that's fucking badass. You're up my alley right there, man. I am a treasure hunter before I'm anything. I mean, I just got a metal detector, and it's good, man. And I just have fun with it, and I've been so busy with making this thing that I've been neglecting quite a few things, but there's also some things evolving in my life where I'm saying, goodbye to a really good friend of mine and a lover and all that. And I'm going to miss her, and it's going to be a tough time for me. And during all that, I still have to come out here and produce content, right? Dialogue and content. Me and Casey are parting ways due to irreconcilable differences. And let's face it, I'm not much of a man for a woman, maybe for a night or two. And that's all I want to be. I got to work on me right now. And not me as in I want to go get a job. I get a job any day I want. I'm that kind of man that can go out and do whatever the fuck I want, work wherever I want, right? I'm at the point where I'm having a protest with life. And it says this: no, I'm not going to sit on my ass and watch fucking TV. I'm going to work on my life in a creative way. And I'm a creative person, and there's no fucking excuse for not making enough to exist in this 2-bedroom apartment as a creative person, right? Right, Floyd? Here's the deal. I wouldn't be able to deal with me had I not gone through this phase, right? This is my motivation. This is what I do. And I might not look good to the person that has to deal with me on a monetary purpose, but what I have is it'll either take or won't. But the point is, the only way I can deal with me at the end of the road is if I made a fair attempt at exploiting what I do, right? You guys didn't know I was an actor. You didn't know I was a comedian. You knew I made basses and I played bass. You knew I sucked at guitar and I make guitars. Right, Tony Corbett? Oh, yeah. So what I needed was a woman that could go, you know what? This guy's got a ton of talent. And fucking, I want to nurture that. I don't want to get resentful at it. I want to nurture that. And so there was just some resentments built based on my way of life. And I want to tell you that you're right. It probably wasn't fair of me to do that to my counterpart after showing her 3 years of getting up, going to work, going to the cabinet shop, coming back at dark, and, busting my ass to where I was useless to anybody. I was just mentally beat down, physically beat down, really piss poor version of what I had built, in the past. And I just said, fuck that, man. Right, Floyd? Even Floyd said, yeah, right, man. Good stuff. He doesn't say that very often. But when I hit a point that's right, Floyd and his fucked up. Well, he should be coming out a little more. Now I dumped his dope down the fucking toilet. Right, Floyd? Right, Floyd. Anyways, we know we're cute. We know we can draw on that level. We know the angles that we can approach at. We know how to be. We're not. I use my hair. I use my looks. I use my fucking mentality to rope in whoever will come in and see me. Right? Just keeping it real, man. Why not? I'm not afraid of what you think about me, or I wouldn't be out here. That would be awesome. See, now that kind of job where I was feeding that need, like what I found is like in skills like I got for building guitars or whatever, or running machinery like he's talking about. I've run a ton of machines. That's repetitive stuff, but if you have a creative mind while you're doing that repetitive thing, you're creating in your head about what you're going to do with what, and so I got to where I was playing this, and I play in an awesome band. I mean, if you want to find out what I do at the end of the road as far as bass goes, go look up that new album we just put out from Jack Foolery, Come One, Come All. I wrote half of the rhythms in there, and that's the way I play. That's kind of my style. And so I get behind my propaganda and I push it. And And in doing so, I kind of ruined formats. Like this format has been 10 years, it's 10 years old, you know, and so I have built it to the max over 10 years. I didn't just get on here and I'm a famous guy and I got 5,000 friends. Hell no. I had to network. I went through tribute bands and all kinds of bar bands that slowly built my friends in a list of 5,000 people. I used to say, well, I know about 300 of those and I don't know who the other 4,700 and whatever. Well, and that was a couple years ago. Now, when someone wants to come on and they seem pretty excited about it, you know, they'll even message me and go, dude, I'm trying to get on. I want any of your propaganda. I let them, my fucking site is public, you know, but a lot of people want to be part of it. So they want to jump on board. Right. So, and I just tell them, hey, follow me, you know, until I get figured out. I'm kind of in dialogue with Facebook about how to get everybody over to either my professional site, which is the Kit Bohannon site, which is about my blog, which should be there, or put it over to the Good Earth Custom Concepts, which is another affiliate of what this is, you know, and who knows, maybe I'll have a talk radio show on a syndicated national, international fucking radio station. I mean, the possibilities are endless. So I'm putting myself on the fucking auctioning block right now. Do I think that Saturday Night Live is too good for me and Floyd? Hell no, man. Have you seen that shit lately? No, I think me and Floyd would be a very fresh asset to that fucking show. Or one like it, right? As far as being in front of a camera and knowing that potentially my employer could be in here, people I work for, I could fucking shoot across something they disagree with and lose them. I've decided that I'm going to be true to me. And if that means broke me under a bridge, then that's me. And I wondered after I thought about that, how many people have done that, just said, you know what? I'm going to be me. And whatever that fucking looks like, and whatever that means at the end, I'm going to stay with it. That's what I've said here. Thank you for supporting me. I'm going to get on. I'm going to go grab a real bass and I'm going to chew that fucker up to show you I still know how to play. Floyd here. He's a poser. But that's okay. He should be excited because sometime today I'm going to go get his counterpart. And hopefully by 9 o'clock tonight, we have a groupie here with him that's, you know, you should see a whole different look on Floyd's face. That's if I can find a mask. Because if not, Floyd's going to be the groupie. Shh. He said, no, he's fucking not. And as soon as I fucking go to get her, he's going to just assume that I'm lying to him. And he's going to be like this out the front door. He said, that's not funny, fucker. I hate you reading my mind. I am your mind, fucker. Anyways. So thank you for, understanding. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for at least considering it even if you didn't like it. And thank you for staying my friend through it all, no matter what. Rebecca and Don and everybody else. I'm not a bad guy. I'm a real guy. One thing you can rest a fucking sure with yourself is I am not monetarily geared. I just want to get to where I don't have to worry about the finances of a 2-bedroom apartment in Southeast Portland, Oregon. Yikes, man. You know, I never questioned that, you know, my talents or my skills could ever pay. You know, they were supposed to buy Lamborghinis and fucking mansions and shit, right? I got over that real quick. So I brought this out real quick because I make these. I can make these for you, and they're not super cheap. You got to buy the bait. Here's how it works. I tell you to go get a strat neck. They just happen to be laid out perfect where you can drill this hole and add the 4th string. These up here are every other guitar string. So that's your 1st string. Then I fill in the hole of the 2nd. That's your 3rd string. Fill in the hole of the 4th. And then that's your string. And then I fill in the hole of the 6th, right? And then I cut a hole down here. This is basically the Music Man G&L fucking format, right? Put onto a guitar neck, and then I fill it in, color, paint it, you know. And on this one, it was like brand new looking, but I decided to stress it because there were some areas in the pockets that I didn't feel like fucking with. It's just a fucking guitar, right? In the end, you know, it's beginning to look like everybody likes guitars that are beat to shit, right? I'll never get that, man. But I did this in that fashion because I know not only people like it, but they like seeing them too, you know. And originally I built this to be see if I could get away with it and see if I could get it on all levels to be good enough to be on stage. This one is. You take this one on stage, perfect intonation. I took it to rehearsal last week, and at the end of the rehearsal, I asked the guys, I go, hey, how'd this sound? They couldn't tell the difference from a real bass, just to tell you how it acts. And so in light of that, I thought about making all my basses that I use personally live like this, and then just get into a program where I'm, you know, making those constantly, and I can promote them and sell them. Because in the guitar business, there's quite a few Luthers, man, that have been here a lot longer than me and can frankly put out a better product, but you're going to pay $4,000, $5,000 for it. Right now, you get me as a knowledged fucking guitar builder. I can build you something like I got. You've seen what I built. And you're getting me at a decent price right now. As soon as you get a notoriety name or you fucking do something for somebody famous, which I already have, I've done 2 guitars that are for national acts that are on, one of them's on fucking Interscope Records. It's kind of a college-y type band, but I got a guitar to them, and it's fucking killer. They love it. It's the fucking blue Les Paul with the Floyd Rose, you know, that one, the Palmore is what it's called. And anyways, you know what you do, man. I'm going to do this and keep building guitars, and hopefully it hooks, Floyd, for your goddamn sake. Ugh. Yes. So I had a bunch of basses, right? I mean, a ton of them. Still got a bunch of basses. But every one of them, I couldn't get one that was as good as the jazz bass I had sold, which is the one you hear on Come One, Come All. It's the one I used in the studio on that album. I just didn't have a bass that could produce that sound. And so, knowing that last year, I said, you know what? Every bass I've pretty much built, except for Bamboozle, has been in the name of selling or getting a business going, right? I'd never really, since Bamboozle, built myself a fucking hot rod, and Bamboozle is not a hot rod. I mean, it had some nice parts on it and stuff. I basically put generic parts on it, and that thing is eventually going into a case, right? When I can afford to buy one. Like a glass showcase with LEDs, and it'll sit on my wall as a piece that started this whole fucking madness, right? Right, Floyd? You better look at Bamboozle and say I love you, because that's why you're here. Bamboozle opened a freedom market up for me that said, yeah, you can express your art through guitars now. You're going to build guitars, man, and you're going to put your love and everything you put into everything else. You're going to put in these guitars, and people are automatically going to receive it, right? No. People are fickle. And that's okay. They should be. I am. I'm a fickle motherfucker. But I'm realistic. I like to think I'm realistic, right? I'm a tough person to live with, though. Because you come up to me and tell me what you think I should be doing at 51, what would be cool if I did this, you're out. Like, you don't respect me for who I am. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Don't turn back. Whatever. I'm not going to sit out here and whine about a relationship I wasted 5 fucking years on. Because there was such good moments in there. You know, whatever. I don't even, you know, a lot of times we never even really know why we truly decide to part ways in the end, but we can blame it on what we see coming forward. So my excuse for parting ways with a woman I love dearly is the fact that I can obviously see our trails are going different. And the further we ignore the fact that our trails are going different, the more resentment that's getting built up over here, right? And so I'm feeling this in my own home, resentment and fucking whatever. And I try to share with my counterpart, hey, look, this is my concept. And the eyes start rolling. You look at the clock, and the attention span for my lover, or from my lover, is basically geared towards things that benefit her. And basically, every doubt you could possibly have about a person in their dreams has been inflicted inside my head by this person. So whatever, man, goodbye, right? So I'm single again. I'm going to stay that way. I mean, I might have casual encounters, right? Right, Floyd? Floyd said we need to have those right now if any women are down. Floyd's too much, man. But Floyd, I love Floyd. Floyd's my counterpart now, right? He said he's not having sex with me. Floyd, that's cool, man. I'm pretty good, but all right. No. Anyways, so that's it. That's me in a scope, man. I always claim to be honest, and I'll kick the mud on myself if I deserve it, man. If you think there's something else I should talk about. Scissors. Look, I'm in a live video. You and your brother are the same. You think that it's okay to come walk up into my blog and chat at me. Yeah, I think there's a... And I told my daughter, I'm like, hey, you know what? We don't have to have a roommate. If you blogged with me, me and you could blog together as a father and daughter and really touch on some fucking cool subjects, and we'd fucking blow up. We would fucking blow up. I don't even have to question. Like this format, I got to go, God, I hope it hooks. With me and her in chairs in front of you, blogging and dialoguing and laughing and crying. Oh, God. Amazing. Amazing. But nobody ever gets it, you know, because I always got a harebrained fucking idea, right? That fucking idea would work. Anyways, you know, on all levels, two attractive people, meaning my daughter and me, and then we're discussing the past, present, and future, right? That's good shit. Floyd's got a tear running down his eye right now. He said, no, I fucking don't, cocksucker. Play that fucking bass. I thought you didn't like my bass playing, because I don't, but I'm hoping you'll get better. Hello, Patricia. Hello, Fred. Hello to the new people like Patricia, Fred, Charles, you know, and the new people that are coming in and that I see repeating. That's cool. And I know at some point people are going to come in and go because I come up in the feed and maybe the little picture they show you looks interesting. At the very least, it looks like something that's somewhat organized, which I am. I don't sit and write the screenplay. This is all supposed to be ad lib because part of the perk here is I'm soliciting myself as an actor, a comedian, an improv, a ventriloquist, a fucking musician, a singer, a bass player, a guitarist, a producer, a manager. Right, Floyd? I'm realistic and I'm smart, I like to think, right? And I have an exterior that you'll put up with for about 5 minutes until you hear me talking. You're like, it ain't worth it, man. I'm out. Yes, boobs do attract attention. Ask Floyd. Floyd keeps waiting for some girl. Now Patricia's there. She's safe because she's a brunette, but he said he'd take her if she want to come on over and hang out. He doesn't want to lie to you, man. He's waiting for the lingerie bitch, but he said that Patricia looks cute enough that she'd come on over and hang out with him, man, and maybe get me to shut up for a while so they could have a moment. Oh, Jesus. Anyways, so we're improv. We're off the fly, man. You say something to me, I'm going to use it in the dialogue. Sometimes I'll look at him and I'll go, you'll see me hanging. Well, I'm hanging, and the look says, you're a son of a bitch, Floyd. You know, but it's not. It's me going, what the fuck am I going to say about this cocksucker now? You know, it's like... So the premise is a couple things. I've got a couple storylines that could be a potential for this to be an actual sitcom, right? Very cool. Very cool. Where are you going there, Kylie?
Falling over.
Floyd tripped my daughter. I'm going to fuck you up, dude. Floyd, you tripped Kylie. You gotta live with her, man. She'll fuck you up, man.
God, I can't even stand it.
So hopefully she eases up on the nerves about what people think about her. Because I'll tell you this right now. If you're an entertainer, until you get through this thing, which says I can look at you in this camera and fucking have nothing attached to it that says I can't fucking let you know everything about me. I've told every dirty little secret in these videos, every dirty little secret I had. You know, when I told myself, okay, MUDD Radio, it's about honesty and fucking being real and seeing things what they are today. That's this soapbox thing I do on Sunday where I explain to you on a perspective what I see out there and how we as people who aren't really super making it today and how we're forced to run with life and life is going way too fast and people are being blown off the wayside of it. That's my soapbox. That's saying that I'm a liaison, the monarch. So I'm the monarch. That's the monarch speech. I am the monarch. Why? A liaison. That's all I know. And I had to look up liaison when that popped up in my head. You're a liaison. I'm a liaison. I'm a lazy aunt. You got a lazy aunt? I got a lazy aunt. No. I'm a liaison for people that are just a little bit less worried about the things that are going on. But if they were worried about them, they need a guy like me to say, hey, this is what it is on a simple fucking basis. You know, like Floyd. On a simple basis, his motivation is to advance me, right? And as soon as this forum I see doesn't work and I don't build, I'm seeing build, but it's a slow fucking build. When I did the first one, I thought, oh my God, this is it, man. You know, like my improv was on point. My acting, my wit, everything was on fucking point. And I did a 3-hour show and it was all good. And I was fucking just stoked on the whole idea about it, right? And so anyways, needless to say, reality set in, and I think there's a potential here to put me in a position to do something that I love, which means create, make people happy, make people laugh, you know, make people scream. Like when I'm choking you out, Floyd, when I grab you by the fucking chops in the neck and I tell you, hey, get off the feed, man. Look at these people in the face, man. They want to see your face, not you going like this, eyeing what's coming in the door like a fucking pork chop. All right, play your guitar. We're going to jam now, me and you. You got one string here. Where'd your arm go? Oh, that's right. You never had any. He's tired of my prosthetic fucking jokes, too. He said, I'm an artist and I made lots of guitars. Can I turn one of them fuckers into a body and some arms and a leg and a cock? I said, no, Floyd. That would be genetically altering your existence, and that wouldn't be right. Floyd said he can't wait till I get the reality of the fact that I'm a worthless fucking entertainer and my writing sucks, and then I just go back to the cabinet shop and he can just sit here and stare at whoever I make my girlfriend at that point. While she cleans the house, he can fucking stare at her not knowing that he's alive. He's hoping like I put her in the room so when she goes to change, he can just sit there and watch a naked woman. I've showed him one, man. We kicked down a porn the other night and I said, this is what it is, bro. Man, this guy started. I can do it. I can do it. So I was telling him, man, listen, man, let's say they do think you're cute because you are kind of cute, Floyd, man. And the personality I gave you, it's kind of attractive, right? But listen, man, once you get him to come pick you up and so this is his idea of a perfect fantasy date with somebody in the feed. The whole point in time through the whole sitcom, he's trying to get back to the Goodwill to meet up with the one, you know, the chick, which I accuse him of copping dope. But the reality is, no, the original story is the real one. I plucked him out. I cock blocked him there from this used clothes selling lady, you know, that probably works OfferUp or whatever. And she's in there with 14. Realistically, I'm not kidding when I tell you that she had 3 baskets that she was moving through this clothing aisle. Not just she's all of them, a bunch of them, man. There's a shit ton of people that do it on a daily basis. You get good shit. It's not like people throw shit away, but you got to realize this. If I got a nice pair of card hearts from there and there's nothing wrong with them, you ready to get creeped out? As a dead guy that owned them. People don't throw good pairs of card hearts away. It usually means some dead guy owned them and they donated his clothes to Goodwill. It's just, it's kind of custom concept there. I'm overdriving again, man. After last night and hearing, how does it sound out there if anybody's out there? Listen, I'm used to doing videos by myself. Sometimes I'll say something, I'll kick people out. Our life goes on, right? There's more important shit than watching me at noon when you should be at work, right? I should be at work too. But I'm here to make you laugh. I'm here to make you smile. I'm here to make you cry. I'm the emotional machine, man. And I'm going through some shit, man. My heart hurts right now. But I got to move on. I got to make in the pursuit of making my life a better way. And on its own, without assistance or anything, or blinders is what I call them. Without all those and the human element, I got to get to a better way, and I can't have these stigmas around me or these resentments or having people that are codependent on me, but yet fucking hate my guts, right? Whatever, man. Whatever. I'm true to me, man, is what I'm telling you. And from now on, it'll just be me. I don't have the time with what I want to do before I leave this planet to really give a woman the attention she deserves, right? I thought I had one that would understand that, because, yeah, fuck, man, we're so active out here, man. I had to make the announcement a while ago that, hey, and I felt people deserved it. They loved us as a couple, right? And so I had to get real with that. And anyways, you see me smoke a lot because smoke covers tears, right? And so I have to, the easy thing to do would be get back in that comfortable spot where everything's chugging along and doing good. But there was some hidden stuff that nobody really knew about, which was, some people ain't really willing to admit that if you're unhappy right now and you think that a couple elements added or a couple elements subtracted are going to make you advance in happiness in that same scenario, don't waste your fucking time. Don't be somebody else's perfect person. Be your own perfect person, or you'll never find the perfect person. And that's not a guarantee that you will, because I sat here on the couch, I remember, with my ex-girlfriend, and I said, listen, I see this all the time. Women will come into my life and they seem to think that my agenda is to have you raise my kids. My kids don't want that. You don't want that. I don't want that. Their mom don't want that. There's a lot offended by that. So, but that's the basic thought, right? Here's a guy, when I met Casey, I think I had 3 kids here. It was just me and the 3 kids, right? I'm very good about this. Going into a relationship, I don't want somebody else, and then 3 months later, the real person pops out, which made you single at that age anyways. One thing you got to realize, if you're single at 51 and you haven't found your counterpart, it's not because you haven't found the perfect girl, because there is no perfect girl. There's no such thing as that. I know I'm soapboxing, but my fingers are fucking sore to the bone. That little fucking plan, I'm just like, oh, man. Anyways, I'm pushing the parameter right now. Am I desperate? I don't know. Am I confused? Always. Do I know what's right for Kit? Every day. But it changes. My demeanor, and I'll run something like I'm never going to quit it. I'll run that fucker to the wall, and I'll push it up the wall tight. And then I just walk away and just say, okay, he doesn't want to go over the wall. Fuck it. So I'll run this to the wall, like they say, and if it don't jump that fucking wall and put me in a place where we're a little more comfortable, hey, I'm happy right here. I'm serious. if nothing ever became of this, but I left these tracks for my grandkids and my generations to come, and something in it made their life easier, or at least made it happier, it's all worth it. Even if me and Floyd end up under a bridge, which we know we won't, we're both womanizers. We can pull a place to live easy. Right, Floyd? He said that's the rightest thing I've said all fucking day. Now play the fucking bass and shut my fucking hole. The dialogue's easy coming from him. He's a cocksucker, so I just have to think the way a cocksucker would think. Or what's the most negative thing that could be responded back to what I asked, right? It's simple, man. Improv is simple. You got to have your mind in the game, though. Whatever that takes and whatever that looks like. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, man. I was laying the story out, and the story had all kinds of fucking tidbits in it. And at the end of the story, and I go, and it's all true. I talked about psychosis. I talked about imagination. I talked about creativity. And I told the storyline of what me and Floyd are doing here. And I told details in it that were like, wow, he admitted that. Yeah. Go watch last night's broadcast. It's pretty good, actually. And you have never met a motherfucker quite like this guy. I haven't, So here I am building a character for this guy to be for the rest of his fucking life. So every time you see a mask now that looks someone like this, guess what? You're gonna go, look, it's Floyd. You are. And so if you've been in here for even a couple minutes, that impression's already been tattooed you. You're welcome. Or I'm sorry, one of the two, depending on what it is for you. I'm used to entertaining for myself. I'm not in the delusion that tons of people are here. I'm not in the delusion. Hello, hope I pronounced this right. Hello, Stacy Burgess Taylor. Happy to have you here, man. Thank you for giving us your minutes on lunch or whatever it is. And so I was told by a couple creators, look, Kit, you got great content. You got a good personality. You got an attraction to you. The only thing I see you're missing is something a little more than the base and a time frame, meaning that people can't adjust to you or make you part of their day if you're not going to give them a set fucking time. So from now on, period, 12 sharp, 9 sharp, period. I'll do things in between there, but they'll be just like a given, right? Like, here you go. We're going to go live, me and Floyd, because I got a wild harebrained idea of evolution in this process, right? Whatever. Anyways, nice to see you. Thank you, Tony Corbett. See you regularly in here. That's very cool. Don Watson, you come over, we play guitar today. What do you mean this summer? Are you that fucking busy? Get on that fucking crotch rock and get over here and play some guitar and hang out with me, man. Burn a joint or something. By the way, I need somebody to come get me and Floyd stoned this morning. We're out of weed again. He fucking smokes all my pot. But you're with it, Floyd. We go through the rough parts together, man. Right now, it's going to be a rough couple weeks, man. Because I won't deny one thing. Casey Francis was a major help to supporting. So I accused her of not really getting behind this. I said, hey, you're not. So her way of saying, oh, I'm getting behind it, she'd fund me things when I needed it, right? And I said, I need you on a mental level. I need you to understand what I'm doing here and not build resentment on it. Luckily, Casey's pretty honest, and she was able to say, that's kind of tough. I'm looking for a guy who's out there, and she's not looking for a guy. Don't get me wrong. She didn't say it like that. But she had hoped that I would be a little more self-sufficient and maybe try to pursue this dream on my free time. And I've explained this tons of time. Listen, man, I'm a 15 an hour worker. You know what that does? That takes care of this existence, and that's it. I did that for 4 or 5 years in that cabinet shop. Prior to that, I was a maintenance technician in an apartment complex for years. Man, I just got tired of going, I'm tired, man. I don't have no energy to play this motherfucker. And so to do what I do, to write, to fucking play, to fucking interact, to fucking bring talent and fucking something to you that's worth watching requires every minute of my day. I'm struggling to get the stuff done. The guitar work I got, I'm building guitars for people here, and it's like I'm like, okay, one more day on this, and then I got to get back to what I'm doing. And no, I nickel and dime the guitars, but I can be on those guitars and pump a guitar out a day, right? I'm fucking bored with that. I've seen what the end result of that is. It's okay, but I do it on such a cheap level. There's no money to be made. And as far as promoting the guitars, here you go. There you go, Floyd. There they are. That's what I do. That's what I build. Here you go. That's what I do. What I build. Floyd, that was unnecessary, motherfucker. He just knocked my coffee off. Let me tell you what Floyd knocked my coffee off. What time is it? It's 1:10. Floyd thinks the fucking show's over as soon as 1 o'clock goes, because we're tentatively an hour-long show, right? We've been out here for over an hour and 30 minutes. He's impatient. As soon as we finish this show up, I go to the guitars. He starts drinking fucking beer, man. Cocksucker. He knocks my coffee off, so I'll go get a beer and bring him one, too. He's a real fucktard like that. He doesn't know it, but I give him all the old beer that from the night before. He doesn't know it. He doesn't have no taste, no tongue. Which is going to be a problem, dude. When you do find that lady of your dreams. You not having a tongue is going to be a real fucking issue, bro. And my cup's fucking sealed. Watch. See that? Did you get some coffee on me? I'm totally not sorry. Quit knocking my coffee cup over. And by the way, we're out of beer, you fucking slosh. I feel like maybe Casey did with me. I feel like this guy should go out and get a fucking job, right? It's like I'm the writer. He does nothing, man. And the CEO and the president and the owner of MUDD Radio says it's okay. We're a fucking charity case here, right? So don't get me wrong, man. I admit that, you know, a woman can easily say, God, man, I just want him to be that perfect man. I want him to go to work 40 hours. I want him to be this creative, and I want him to be this, you know, this super dynamo in the bed, right? Right, Floyd? Floyd says, I ain't no super dino in the bed. How would you know? He said he came and fucking jelloed me last night. I didn't respond. You what? No, just kidding. So when we talked to Floyd, and he's girl crazy, man. His only motivation to be on this show is the fact that once in a while pretty girls will end up, you know, on the feed over there. And so he's in love with Buck Thompson. By the way, Buck Thompson says hello. Because he's bisexual. I'm just kidding. I use that on him. He said that's fucking old, man. They know I'm not bisexual, and they know I love women. He does. He loves women. He's like me, you know. So basically, well, obviously, everything I say is coming out of my head. So at some point in time, you got to go, fuck, these thoughts are floating around Kid's head, too. So in light of the fact that I'm a sexual dynamo and that Floyd wants to be just like me, we just get through our day, right? And all he wants to do is stare at that feed. Because he knows my hair is going to attract women in here. And even if it's only for a second, their fucking stamp is on here for good, so he can drool over your profile picture for days on end. Right, Buck Thompson? We have fun with it, man. We have a blast here. I love this guy, man. I'm making a character that I'm falling in love with. I'd miss him to take him off here, not to mention, you'd hear more of this, but I really, you know, I've done the evaluations, the analytics on my videos, man. It's real simple. So listen, analytics are this. They're a scale. They're like a Richter scale, right? And so your video starts at the top, and it's got numbers all the way down to numbers across. The numbers across are the minutes. The numbers down are the well, they're what happens with a majority of people that maybe watch it for 10 seconds and they fall off. Once they start doing that at the 10-second point, you'll start to see the trim, right? Well, then it trims off slowly. As people keep it up, they'll keep the line up. And so what you want to see, and what realistically, if you're doing good, you'll see is like a taper, a nice even kelter, right? If you see this, and I have seen this, it goes out for about long enough for you to turn it on, see what it is, and go off. That takes about 10 seconds. It doesn't matter if a few people watch the whole video. If the majority of them came in for 10 seconds and then just decided it wasn't for them, your fucking scale is going to go like this. The box is this big. It comes out and drops at 10 seconds right to the fucking floor. And then there might be a few little, little bumps across stating that out of 1,000 views, maybe 2, 3, maybe 100 of them decided to watch the whole fucking thing. That's not good. That's not good. You want to be over the 50% rate, which is going to put that fucking thing at the top when it begins. It's going to slowly taper off to the center point of the other side of the page, if you know what I mean. Okay, so in that, when you're looking at that, you'll see these spikes. They look like this. So the line goes on and it's tapering off, and then it gets a spike. Those spikes, they indicate a rewind or a rewatch. It indicates that somebody had stopped right there and was interested in whatever that was, backed it up to that point and rewatched it. The higher the spike off of the main drop, if you understand what I'm saying, it looks like just a mountain rolling off into a river or whatever. In that process, you'll see a point, an arrow point on them. The taller that arrow is, the more that more people had done it. So what does that mean to me? What do annotics mean to me as a creator? They mean that whatever that was and wherever that was in the video, they were curious about it. So I, as a creator, have to go back, look at those points that they were interested in, and base my next video on centering on that focal point. You know what I found? This is when I understood exactly what my draw was, and it wasn't my looks, and it wasn't my fucking hair, and it wasn't my base plan. Why people were interested in watching me became abundantly clear when I funneled all my videos over to YouTube and got annotics connected to my videos, right? What I found is people are more interested in whatever private thing I'm not letting them know. So like when I would pan, I have an intro video that shows me walking into the kitchen. It's got this, it starts out with this really nice piano, and then it goes into full on John, chicka, gun. And I say, what I said back then, because I always have some intro, like fully transgressional or fucking whatever. Something that isn't even a word, because I'm trying to make something stick, that you go, where did I fucking learn that? And then you attribute it to me, and then you come back and realize how impressionable I actually am. Floyd just said, are you going to shut the fuck up? And most of these people are your regulars, and they already heard your stupid fucking stories. Will I pay for this in the end? Dogging myself, throwing myself out on the fucking bench and getting myself to the bone? Probably. Is it worth it? Maybe. Once again, my grandkids can watch this and go, man, our grandpa was one fucking hell of a fucking talker. Now I know where I get this from or where I get that from. But I really, at the very bottom line, I'm putting timestamps on a ever growing until this place ends. I always call it the big reset. Until this place resets, it's on digital file for them to go hunt down and look. They might get charged to look at it later. I'm sure the internet will start costing money by that time, because at some point they're going to have to balance life out. Life is all fucking unbalanced right now. Here's what you would pay to get the equivalent of about $2 to $3 grand at a store, right? You get a bass like this guitar. I could put one up on my knee that's $100. You as a non-bass player probably couldn't tell the difference, and that's in light of plugging it into the same amp, in light of having the same bass player play it, all the fucking parameters. That's what I mean. It's like, so now as a guitar builder, I got to compete with a bass that's being sold for $100 fucking with no human hands involved at all, just running through this fucking conveyor belt that spits guitars out the back end. Perfect every fucking time. Whatever, man. I'm gonna shred this up for a bit and I'm gonna get out of here because Floyd's starting to piss me off and I need to fuck him up. The litigants. Oh, fuck. Nothing fucking pisses me more off. And my publicist won't even tell me I'm distorted. Okay. Fucking motherfucker. Cocksucker, man. I hate this fucker. I fucking hate you. Here's the problem. To put it down to the volume where it's going to be crystal clear is what I need to do, right? I don't hear it enough in my ear to get into it, because when I fucking hear it and it's just this sweet note and I'm hearing every I know it's clear now, right? Right, publicist? Right? Whoever's in the room? Right? No? I don't care. Follow me, Floyd. Come on. We started the song, you cocksucker. Hit your string. So there's live videos of me out there with my band. I fucking live and breathe this instrument, right? I didn't always. I'll be the first to admit that I probably went 20 years without really ever being a bass player. Oh, yeah. I mean, I fucking... Yeah, whatever. I could do all that. Did I know the instrument? Had I built 15 of them? No. Do I know them better now that I build them? Yeah. Do I play better now that I build them? Yeah. Is Buck Thompson falling in love with my counterpart? Maybe. Is my counterpart falling in love with Buck Thompson? Fuck yeah. These are details. You can either admit you know or you don't. Floyd's pissed at me. He's like, will you quit fucking doing that Buck Thompson joke? It's fucking done. Well, Buck's got such a cool name. It sounds cool. Floyd's in love with Buck Thompson. Almost sounds like a fucking movie, right? Thanks, Buck. Thanks, Buck, for giving me that form and not getting too upset about it. I gotta read this because I love people who are officially pursuing as of today, man. I encourage the fuck out of that. What are you doing, Buck? Officially pursuing my singing career. Frankie Love, looking out, buddy. There's a new boy in town. That's right. Frankie Love is one of I can't get him over here. He's scared of me, man. He doesn't know what's going on over here. I fucking completely switched script on him. Just kidding. Frankie Love's got his microphone over here all nice and waiting for him. And Frankie Love's a great singer, man. He'll fucking melt your heart, man. Frankie Love's a hell of a singer. But yeah, I'm trying to get him over here. He claims that he was going to come today, man. I hope he does. I miss him. He's got a few little medical issues that he had to deal with, and I hope he's back up on his feet and feeling good, man. Floyd never says this, but Floyd does too. Floyd can't wait till Frankie Love gets here, because the only one that I mentioned that wasn't going to punch Floyd right in the fucking face because he couldn't stand what he did to my show. He keeps asking me about this Jack Brown character. Is this guy really going to punch me? He hates you, man. He watched my show for 2 years. Now he don't because you're on it. Oh, man, he's nervous. Look at his jaw while I talk about it. He's fucking scared. He's chewing the side of his lip. Just like, oh, fuck, this guy's going to come kick my ass. Oh, anyways, I run dialogue always. So I'll be telling you about the character and he'll blindside me with something. And I'll go, okay, to make this real, I know I'm explaining it, but I want to fucking put real on top of real. So while I'm explaining to you how I'm treating the character and how the dialogue's moving and how I'm moving forward with this as a character, he'll fucking hit me in the side of the head and say, hey, motherfucker, that's wrong. And this is the way it is. And you're a real cocksucker for saying that. So while I'm explaining the story to you, it's still going on. So you're like, what the fuck? He's telling us about it, but yet he's still holding dialogue with this guy. That's to keep the people who already heard the story interested, right? Or to fucking make you think, God damn, he believes that fucking. The only way I can make you believe he's real is one, build a personality for him that you can't deal without, right? Like you can't wait to see him dog me. I know there's a few people out here who always want to say some of the things that Floyd's saying to me, right? There's no fucking listen. And it's based on one of the most selfish fucking things that we have advanced into as humans. It's called envy. It's called fucking he's a talented motherfucker, and that's what I wanted to be. And I think that's in me, but I don't have the nutsack this fucking guy does to go get it. Yeah. Yeah, you. Yeah, you know who you are. I know your fucking number, motherfucker. I used to be that chump, too. Get over it and chase your fucking career like Buck Thompson is going to do. Buck Thompson ain't going to sit around and be pissed at people who are chasing their fucking careers and possibly entertaining enough to fucking look like they might do it. Buck Thompson's going to go get it. And hopefully I was one of the people that inspired him to do that. Come on, Floyd. Floyd don't get behind my propaganda, but he's a prisoner of his own doings. He was hanging out in a fucking meth house. That fucking place got busted. They took him to the Goodwill. He's like, I didn't know anything. He was the stash bag for meth. I found the bag. He'd been floating out that shit for the last 2 weeks around here. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with this guy. He's been in the bathroom. It took him 10 minutes to fucking shake the bag out. Another 10 minutes to shake it open. Another 10 minutes to shake it closed. Another couple minutes to shake it back into the little pocket he had hidden on his fucking mask. That's the type of shit that should get me in Saturday Night Live. You know what I mean? My storylines are good. My storylines are realistic to what's going on today, right? That's realistic. Floyd got inhabited by an a ghost that was a drug addict that found this fucking stash in him. So now I got this ghost floating around my house. I am meth. There's so much depth to it. Sometimes I'll lay down, to go to bed, and I'll think about the day and what I had said and how the character's sitting at this point in time in our progress, right? And I just laugh, man. I'm like, fuck. So he's this, and the storyline goes like this, and holy fuck, man, this is lining right up to my real story. Anyways, I write. I think I got good dialogue. I think I know what's going to make you chuckle, if not laugh. I think you're going to finally just go, this guy's an idiot, and that'll make you laugh by itself. At least I'm not out here embarrassing somebody, which embarrasses the whole crowd, which causes them all to laugh on embarrassment. That's a bad comedian. And I just went and seen a couple of those not too long ago, and I was like, at that point, I didn't predict doing this. But when I started to think about doing this, I thought, is that my competition? And we paid $50 to get in the fucking door to see some really. Here's what I saw. Listen, when you see somebody, ask yourself, is their heart in it? Is their head in it? Does this mean anything to them, or are they just wanting to go up this road for a while and try something? When you hear me talk or when you see me do things, you better know this. I belong where I'm trying to get. I belong there. I'm one of those people. I prove it every day. I fuck my dignity. Fuck anything. Fuck everything. Chase what makes you happy or die. Take the pick. Oh, fuck. I'm a showboat, man. Watch my videos when I'm on stage, man. There's always activity going on my side of the stage. I'm not saying that they aren't going on anywhere else, but even my own band members go, holy shit, man. They'll tell anybody else who ain't moving. They're like, man, you're going to have to at least somewhat come match this over here because our stage is fucking. the pendulum's like going this way. Right before I go to a show, I'll tell you, I'll get on live and I'll go, listen, I want my own fucking crowd on my side of the stage, man. Right, Floyd? He said, right, but yeah, no one ever shows up. Oh, whatever, man. I'm not famous yet. I always tell people, look, man, I'm not going to remember you when I make it famous, but I want to tell you right now, I love you. When me and Floyd are sitting in our mansion and we're polishing our fucking Lamborghinis out in front of the little driveway that circles around the big old, the big old statue that's got a fucking little cameo pissing on Floyd's head, which is a statue on one side. And then the other half of the afternoon, he spins. And then I'm sitting there with a guitar and the cameo pisses on my head. Yeah, we're going to have that out in front of our house. What? Floyd gets all excited when I start talking about mansions, Lamborghinis, and strippers on every fucking corner of our fucking house. He can picture that. You can too. That isn't our sole motivation. We would like to get one back here to promote where they're going to be today, and I think we'll succeed at that. And not to get naked, but just to be in like a bikini back here stripping behind us. Why not, man? Sex sells and I'm buying. Floyd just said, can we go buy some when you're done here? Anyways, no, Floyd, we can't go buy sex when we're done here. Maybe somebody will give us some for free, though. That's my new one. I'm going to incorporate. I used to just shoot everybody else, Now at the end. What a cool way to end a bass line, right? It's my head that boils this shit. I discovered long ago that with the amount of live stuff I was doing and the way people were explaining algorithm, I discovered by way of seeing what was developing that I was following people who were doing this, but my format was changing from what they did to a little bit riskier, a little less concerned about the status quo and just entertain, right? Right, Floyd, you cocksucker? I was discovering that I was part of the algorithm. So they take the antics from my videos and everybody else's videos who's consistently doing things every fucking day on this format, right? We create the algorithms. And when I discovered that, I thought, okay. So I kept asking, how do you get in touch with the keywords for the algorithm today? It's shocking to amaze you, man. Just think about what you did yesterday, because the algorithms they shift with consumers and visuals and whatever videos are being watched. You want to know what the algorithms are? Go to YouTube, find out what the fucking #1 video is and why. What's the draw? Watch the video, find out what people liked about it. Listen, what you need to know about YouTube is you can't go on there like me, right, and set up a killer prop to where you got these guitars behind me, these glowing, sparkling lights, and I got this Christmas scene. I got this beautiful head next to me levitating. That isn't it, man. It don't matter what my dialogue could blow Saturday Night Live away. I'm not saying it is. I think it's competitive. Yeah, all those ducks can be in a fucking row. And unless you fucking reach into your fucking pocket real motherfucking deep, they don't care how fucking talented you are. They don't. Why? Because everything's on time frames. They realize, okay, we got to invest X amount of dollars. And I've made it to where they don't have to invest nothing. A production company could come in and say, you know what? We want to house fucking MUDD Radio. We're going to put you in front of 1 million fucking people every fucking day, and we're going to split the profits or whatever that looks like, whatever the contract says. That's what I'm waiting for. And at that point, then I could get approached by record labels by saying, hey, guess what? We got this band. We think that the way you play bass would fit really good with these guys. They're going on tour. I mean, that's my dream. Floyd's got dreams of strippers in his bedroom on every corner of his bed. So he gets there. He lays down this big, huge bed with this Victorian fucking pillars on every corner. And they're not pillars. He fucking had those cut out with chainsaws by our contractors. He put in stripper poles with little stages on them. So Floyd, with his insane amount of money from what I made him, he hires strippers. He's got his own little strip club in his bedroom, right? And he's fucking jello, and he's hiring these young bucks to fuck these chicks with his mask on. So he's putting the mask on these young bucks, you know, these studs that he, you know, hires out of pornos and shit to come in. He'll womanize the chick over the phone or whatever. They get there, he's wearing the mask and he's all buff with a big cock and shit. He said, "Not at all, motherfucker. You better stop telling these fucking stories. These people don't like me no more because of that." That's too fucking bad. I run the show here and you ain't even got a personality, bro. You are my extension. He'd like me to play bass now, please, please, please. Hello, Robert. Hello. Let's see. We got to scroll down and see what we got here. I don't mean to ever ignore anybody. And frankly, a lot of my, if your dialogue on my deal, on my comments was basically you answering the questions that I'm saying throughout it, man, dude, come on, man. How the fuck am I supposed to know what that pertains to when I go back and I'm over a 2-hour video and I'm trying to think, well, what was that the answer to? My publicist, Rebecca there, she's famous for just kind of this. We don't dialogue much offline, you know, and so for whatever reason, I don't really complain about that. I picked the publicist for me. I picked the one, I was hoping it was a woman because they're just a little easier and people will tolerate them longer than they tolerate us men, right? But I picked the one that was most capable of handling what I needed to tell them. Like my last thing for Rebecca was like, pluck out some of my Sunday sermons, anyone you can find, and solicit those to networks who are involved on that level. In other words, these are networks that are the modern day Black Panther type thing. They're people who want the truth spoke, and they want them through a liaison that's got an appeal or some sort of format that will keep people there long enough for me to say, hey, this is what's going on. Floyd said, I don't know shit, and I need to go back to fucking grade school and then do this shit. That's old Floyd. He's fucking passe, and nobody's even listening to him because he really don't fucking talk. He has no personality. He has no brains. He has no fucking lips, no tongue, no nothing. He only pretends everything. And I build this life around him. You better shut up and quit disrespecting me. Hello, Stu Stutzworth. Floyd wanted to tell me that he likes your name, Stutzworth, and he'd like to call me. He'd like me to call him from now on Floyd Stutzworth because he thinks it's, you know, diplomatic sounding. And with his fucking Abraham Lincoln hat, he's a shoo-in at the White House. His decision-making would outdo any of those fuckers. I believe him. I believe he does have something to say to the mass majorities on a realistic level, on a fucking very mild comprehension level. Simplify all these bullshit things that are happening to you. Look up legislation. Look up the word legislation and then ask your fucking government why we don't use that word no more. Now, by the time you read the end of the paragraph of what that stands for, you'll understand that you've been violated since that word went away. All right. That's all I'm going to tell you, man. I'm going to try to play this fucking goddamn bass, but I'm telling you, man, I run a riff and it's like, god damn, stiff. And here's the deal. Most people would warm up. Most people wouldn't play their instrument that they wanted to do as a professional musician. I asked one guy, and he's a rig lad. He's got a lot of followers and shit. And I said, how do you interface live? And he goes, no. Yeah, I don't have to explain that one. He doesn't want people to truly see what he is. And I fucking shred that guy on the bass. That's right. That's how I feel today. Floyd! Sometimes I just sit and stare at him and go, how am I getting away with this? And thank you for allowing that. I'm only as good as my numbers. I'm only as good as my ratings. I'm only as good as my last show. I could do an amazing show that would have impressed the shit out of the writers and the big wigs at Saturday Night Live. Doesn't matter if I come out the next day and I fucking show inconsistency. They want nothing to do with me. So every fucking day I have to show that these lips can constantly move. And I got something to say, something to add, something to teach, something to give you. That's what gets their attention. I don't want to see you play bass. Who gives a shit that I can run fucking scales as fast as anybody? Who gives a shit? Seriously. This is a forum. And while I'm doing this, you think that I'm thinking about that scale I'm running? Fuck no, I've played it 1,000 fucking times. I can sit here and have a conversation, cook breakfast, do what the fuck ever. I don't need my attention on this. So what I'm doing, you think, oh God, he's in major concentration on how that riff's gonna last. I'm not. I have nothing attached to that neck. I've done the work on there. I've done it. It's nothing. It's really just a subconscious thing, right? If you play bass and I make you think, this is what would happen to me. I would see somebody that plays similar to me, right? I just go, no fucking way. I can't get there. I don't even see that in my properties as I open my file up. Do I have the ability to do that? No, man. And that's not what I'm out here to do to anybody who's learning. Trust me, I felt that same fucking way. The intimidation of the mountain it must have taken to learn how to go. Or if you're Floyd, you go like this. It sounds a little bit like that when he does his little... He said, that ain't funny. One day he wanted to play the bass. I said, all right, here you go. I threw him on the strings. He starts going. It sounded a little bit like this. I said, I don't know, bud. He said, turn it up, turn it up. I think I hit something there. I think I could do the bass. Okay, buddy. Let's start you out right here. And I took most of the strings off, so I don't want you to be intimidated by the fact there's 4 strings on this. So we're going to start you with 1 string. Listen. Listen, Floyd. Oh, it's a fucking beautiful sounding guitar. Thank you, Rebecca. Yeah, we should conference tonight and make a plan for what we're going to do. And I know I've been disconnected, but I had a lot going on over here, man. I got bills coming up, so I'm scraping everything I got together, making sure I'm covered there. I got a new roommate that's coming who's super cool. I mean, I can't tell you how excited I am about that because of the nature of who he is. And it's very cool, and I'm not allowed to tell you. And I don't know if you'll ever know who my roommate is, but I can tell you this. He's been around. He's fraternized with the best of them, right? And he sees my talent. And so he'll be here nurturing what I'm doing because he's in that realm. And so that excites me on that level. But he's been a friend before he was that. And how he got to know me is he stumbled across my feed. He was having a bad fucking day. And I just kind of, sometimes I blindly read things, but I kept seeing him just going off. And it appeared like he was yelling at me, like, fuck you, motherfucker. Me, I'm a bold son of a bitch. So I see that going on. Kind of causes me to end my video because I want to see the nature of this. Is this guy out my driveway? We're ready to come in my fucking door and shoot me in the head? Hey, listen, when I put myself out here, I had to accept that. I had to accept the fact that, fuck, I could piss somebody off here and for whatever reason, and they could come to my door and I could just fucking die over this shit, right? Like, that's the type of thing people talk about when they go, I don't like social media. I don't want to be on there. They don't want to accidentally get roped into some confrontation that's going to end their life or their kids or make their household dangerous, right? I don't give 2 shits. Come on over. I don't die with 1 bullet. You're going to have to use a few on me, and by that time, I'm going to stuff that fucker up your ass. We're monitored too. We have a camera shoots right down the fucking thing, so I'm able to see who's fucking coming before they get there. We don't open the door. We secure this place because I'm known as a guitar shop. So somebody in their fantasized mind might think I carry cash around here, and I live in a pretty desperate neighborhood too. Floyd said, yeah, where else would you live? You're a real fucktard, man. He said, well, where else would you live with your fucking income? Well, he's got a point. Hey, I could womanize some rich girl. Tell her I'll be everything she needed. would get rid of you, Floyd, because then I wouldn't have my dreams to chase, and I wouldn't take you with me. So shut your fucking mouth. I am stiff. I'm sticky, stiff. It don't matter. I mean, if I sat here and just went like this. I would eventually loosen up, and I will. So, like by 9 o'clock at night, it's really smooth. I'll tell you this. I faked that fucking scale before I ever learned it. I faked it a million fucking times before I ever got it. You have to. So I had to go for it. There were times where I'd be like, "No, fuck, I gotta go way down there." And it was fumbling, whatever. It was everything bad before it was good. Remember that if you're learning how to do this. You gotta open your eyes before you can see. You gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta there's a bunch of steps you gotta do. Just remember to keep things in perspective. As an entertainer, I've got 35 years under my belt of being in front of people, addressing issues I had behind being embarrassed about showing what my art was. I mean, I've deserved to be right here where I'm at. I'm qualified to be here and tell the things I tell. I will never tell you something that isn't true unless I do a smile and a chuckle at the end of it and it comes out of this fucking lying cocksucker's mouth. Then you can question what's coming out of there. But with me, when I get real with you and I tell you, hey, this is me, this is what I'm going through right now, you can rest assured I'm treating you as a friend because you're coming in treating me as one. When you watch my propaganda, no creator will ever tell you what I'm about to tell you. When you come in and I see you in there time and time again, you're my family, man. I go to the wire for you, period. And Ricky does that. But Ricky's a special case. Ricky Dick Buckasses is a special case. We got this thing, we don't even talk, but we got this thing we do to each other, right? He'll invite me into like Mary Kay's, housewarming party for, Carrie Underwood, where they're just having, cake and crumpets or some shit. And so he'll say, Kit, I thought you might be interested in this. Now, he knows goddamn well, right? I'm not going to go watch that bullshit.
Funny?
No, not while I'm in a live video. I'm closing up. I'm at final thought. And so Ricky, he'll invite me to places that are just... So as far as thinking of Ricky as family, because he's in here watching my video every day, I don't know, man. He invites me to some crazy shit, so I'm not sure I want his propaganda in here. No, I love him. Anybody who gives me the time of day and says, hey, we'll listen to what you got to say today. And we know you had a bad day yesterday, but today we know you have in you some talent that is somewhat entertaining at times. That's all you got to be, and then just grow from there. Hopefully you have honest friends that go, oh, maybe you should do this or that, but not say, do it with respect, because when you tell a creator they should do it like this, you basically said everything they've done has not had an effect on you. So make sure you say, in light of the fact that I know you have talents and skills and you do this once in a while, maybe you should try this. I know how to talk appropriately. I was told by somebody who just left recently that that it doesn't matter how talented I am, I have no skills to communicate. Listen to that sentence. I don't matter how talented you are, when it comes to making a deal, you're going to ruin it right there because you have no skills in communication because you're so mean and you're such a bastard. That didn't come out of Floyd's voice, so that was my truth, man. Anyways, shouldn't have to deal with that no more. That was wrong to say, and luckily I got a big enough head to take care of that. I'm way high on myself, so I just went like this. Watch. Floyd. sucked into the show. He said, we haven't even started the fucking show, you fucking talkaholic. Ah, shit. Anyways, yeah, I got so much to fucking do, but I like to stay true to it, and I like to let you know that you can expect 12 to 2. You know, and maybe I'll cut that short, but I'll always be early. I want to get in here about 10 minutes before 12, so expect the first 10 minutes just because I show up. The show don't start till 12, but I'll sit here. I'll make sure everything's plugged in. I'm tired of spending my first 10 minutes waiting for you guys to be patient with me to get my electronics going and shit, right? You never know until you hit the camera at what's going to fuck up, right? There's a lot of parameters in making audio come out clean and being able to have a bass that sounds that crystal clear and clean, right? I'm going to fucking hate myself. I go out and I'm distorted as shit. Because I've said that before. I said, yeah, you know, I worked really hard on my sound, and you know, it's just such a good sound now, and I got all this great equipment, you know, and it's just fucking awesome, right? Thank you. You guys take care.